Okay, I was gonna do this live, but apparently I can't. Uh, I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I used to do TikTok and Clapper, but I had to take them off my phone, and so I haven't been able to keep up with them. But I want to talk about a little something, just since I got some time. Just to get away from books, just what my YouTube account's been mostly about books lately. Or at least showing them off. I used to work in a pet store. I want to talk about that a little bit. Uh, there's a lot of things I could mention and talk about, but the one thing I want to topic that I don't think anybody's mentioning yet is, or it's not very thoroughly researched or anything much. Uh, and I want people's opinions on this, and if there's some information that I haven't seen yet or whatever. But it's been a few years ago, but I got this idea. The lionfish, the Vulton's lionfish specifically, is invasive in Florida, and I'm pretty sure they still are. Uh, they're just everywhere, and I got this idea since I work for a pet store and I can order them that I want to try something. So I did a little research online to see if anybody else got the same idea I did. Turns out there's just one little girl, schoolgirl. I forget what grade she was in. Probably like middle school or something. Uh, she was under the confines of the rules of the school, so she wasn't able to go too far in her research. But I wasn't under the same restraints. I could go as far as I wanted. And the thing is, her and me both got this idea. Well, we wanted to see how much fresh water the lionfish could tolerate, because as invasive as they are, it seemed obvious to me and probably to her as well that they had to be going up the rivers looking for food because they're running out of food everywhere else. Yeah, they're having to eat themselves now. So I got so we both we I don't. You can look her up and everything. There is one YouTube video where it talks about where it talks about her and everything. So on this app you can find that pretty easily. Uh, but for me, I decided uh, I had two goes of it. I'll admit. First time I didn't really. I kind of rushed through it and I didn't really know what I was doing. And I think the fish got sick, got a little cloudy eye, and I think it eventually died. The second time, I took my time. Over the course of a month, I would take a little bit of its water out and replace it with fresh water, reverse osmosis water, uh, and I would keep an eye on it because I was there working, so I can. And it swam fine. His fins were erect. It didn't seem out of place at all. He was eating fine, and I just kept. And so I just kept going. I varied the amount of water that I took out. Sometimes just a little scooper here and there, and sometimes I think a couple times I even took out a full gallon or so. And over the course of a month, eventually, after testing it, it for all intents and purposes, it could have been defined as fresh water, and the fish was still fine. I had two types of hydrometers. The cheap plastic kind, you just dip in there and you just read the little plastic arrow that goes up and down. Uh, that one's kind of inaccurate, uh, but I did have a professional, like an ocular version one. You have to find a little light, and you can see the little line in there. And according to that one too, they both registered it as a fresh water. Now there might have been something missing between it and the water we was keeping the freshwater fish in. I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, So this proved to me that even without going down to Florida, that they're in the rivers. They have to be according to that experiment. And I had a weekend off, and I figured, well, since the fish was doing fine in this apparently fresh water, I'll just go ahead and put him in one of the freshwater tanks and see how he would do over the weekend. And apparently, like I said, there's something missing that I wasn't able to figure out or experiment with to find out what was missing between the two water types. Maybe somebody else can clue me in on that. Uh, Possibly it was temperature, but I don't think so. I mean, temperature relatively stable between everything, and if there was a big temperature difference, the fish was hard enough; it should have tolerated it. But I guess you can figure out that the fish didn't survive the weekend. But it was fine in the tank. And the main reason, I came up with this idea and I wanted to do it is so I wanted to eventually eat, on my own or in the store put together a big multi-species brackish tank, or it's lightly salted tank water system, because there's a lot of nice, interesting fish that you can that that would be good in that scenario. Besides the lionfish, you got the oyster toadfish, bright orange guy. You got archer fish and monos and all kinds of different things and of course mollies and things that you can put in there as feeders. And if you give enough hiding places, they can run, they can hide. And of course, I'm sure that there's plenty of crabs and shrimp that would tolerate that, and all kinds of plants and macroalgae you can use in that. And I was wanting to add in some of the freshwaters like Oscars and convicts and things, because I'm sure they would be able to tolerate the little bit of added salt. And of course, goldfish, because goldfish and any cichlids that are peaceful, because they like salt added to their water too, or a different type of salt though, but still they should be fine. But of course, that was for future experiments. That's the reason I wanted to set that up, and I've been scouring the internet and YouTube here and there ever since. Not too often, but enough to know that it appears that nobody else is still coming up with this. There's me and her seems to be the only ones that have wanted to do the experiment at all, and I haven't seen anybody come up with this type of fish tank idea yet. And if you look up freshwater lionfish, you're going to get the oyster toadfish, or its so-called freshwater cousin, which is basically the exact same fish. It's just not orange, and it's still technically a saltwater fish, but it can tolerate freshwater for a while. Uh, you should still put some salt in with it. Uh, yeah, I didn't want to make this video too long, so I just want to stick to this one topic. And so yeah, so if anybody's got any ideas or anyone mention that, talk about that. Uh, like eel. I forgot to mention I was wanting to put eels in that tank too. All like I said, all kinds of different fish you could add to a nice little tank like that. Of course, it's going to have to be some size to it, good, at least 100 gallons or something. But yeah, if you can, say, maybe I'll think of something else for another video. But at the moment, this will be it. Sorry to keep you this long, but maybe I'll eventually get back into doing some more of these videos and everything. If you have any topics you want me to have any ideas for something else that you want me to talk about, I mean if you still want me to do some more videos on books, I've gotten a crap ton of book since my last video. A lot of nice things I could show off. Uh, yeah. So okay. I guess I don't really. I'm still getting used to doing this. And yeah, I'll just go ahead and end it. I don't know how to say goodbye. I guess you could. I guess I could say. So see you next time. Thank you for watching.